Welcome along to the Army List Analysis series. And today we go back to our roots. We go back to one of the original armies for this game, the English 1155 AD army with Scots 1155 AD allies. Now there are a number of options for this army in terms of allies. There's the Irish, the Welsh, the French, and a couple of the Scots lists as well. But probably the Scots list is the better option because you get some of their great infantry units. So most players, I think, would take the Scots as allies. We're playing at 1200 points. This is what we use in the league for high Middle Ages. So that's why I am using this total. Let's have a look at the infantry. And we've got the wonderful Scots spear as the backbone of our army. These are great units. In boxing, they talk about pound for pound best fighter and point for point. This has got to be up there as being one of the best units in terms of cost effectiveness and performance. At 54, heavy foot unit with large size, so you get the combat strength modifier. And if you compare to the Welsh spear, which is also a large spear unit, they are only medium foot, so only 4 points more and you get the heavy foot large unit, and they are going to grind down and beat most infantry on the battlefield. They go up against defensive spear. They've got about here they've got about 367 men. It's around 350 is the average, and then around 230, and this is 247. But a significant size advantage. So they're great. They're great units, and they can also square as well. We've got our mix. You've got armored spear as well, one unit. We've got some great Galwegian foot. They are impact foot, so for the price, great value for money. They've got a great chance of disrupting infantry on impact. They've got that plus 100 POA advantage. So, and also being maneuverable when you've got a lot of kind of plodding, slow, unmaneuverable heavy foot units. To have these in the mix is great, because they can get around on the flanks or move quicker to flank a unit, plus they get the impact. So they're really useful as support. Raw spear I like, and great price, so I usually take around 3 or 4. So we've got some raw spear, very good against cavalry, and just for the price of slingers, a heavy foot unit, spear unit, that's great. So that's really nice. Highlanders are useful because they're impact foot and they've got a bow as well. So they're really useful. So you got a really nice mix of infantry. Cavalry, pretty limited. We've got 2 knights preset, sergeants are nice, and mounted bow, but you really are limited. I'm not going to, this kind of build, I'm not going to take 3, 4, 5 units of knights. So, there's no light lancers, no mounted bow, apart from the mounted crossbowmen. You're really limited with the cav. Nothing cheaper really to take once you've taken those 2 knights and the 1 mounted crossbowman. So that's a disadvantage. Also a little bit of a disadvantage with the bow. We've only got 5. 1 Welsh longbowman. I'm not sure who decides how many units you get, but only 1 Welsh bowman unit, and that's the same even without the allies. So I think that is a little bit mean. And even the crossbowmen, we've only got 2. And then we've got the massed archers. So other armies are going to have 6-7 bow units and mixed bow with armor. So we're at a little bit of a disadvantage there. In terms of options, a bit limited really. Not much you can do with a cav. My infantry is pretty set. What I usually try to do in terms of options is either take more cav or more bowmen, and we can't do either. We're maxed on the bow and we're pretty much maxed on the cav, unless you take extra knights, which I don't want to do. So that is not so great. When I was messing around with it, I took out Scots spear, took out Highlander unit, and then I took out 2 gouge of foot and 1 defensive spear. But is that really worth it? I mean, for 1 Scots spear and 1 Highlander, which are both great units, you just get 1 extra unit, which isn't that great. So, to be honest with you, I think most of the time I would just stick with my original build and take the Scots spear, which is excellent, and the Highlander, which is also really good. So yeah, not a lot of options. If you compare this list to the Scots, say the 1155 army, I think they probably are just a little bit better because they just get more of the Scots spear, more impact foot. They've also got a few more Highlanders and Islesmen, and I think they've just got better infantry. And when you look at the records, this list is 30 wins, 5 draws and 44 losses, which works out at about 38% win rate, which isn't very good. And the Scottish list, like the one 1155 list, it's far less games, but 11 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses. So in 18 games, it's about 61% win rate. So that's a big difference. And I just think main reason is the Scots spear. They've just got more. They can take more, like 10, 11 of them. And, you know, they've got less defensive spear, armoured defensive spear, and the raw spear, and more of the better units. So I think that's one of the main reasons why they seem to perform better. What would I give this army? Probably about a B. You know, it does have some good infantry, but you're limited with the cav, you're limited with the bowmen, don't have that many skirmishers, absolute max is 3. Even the medium infantry are struggling a little bit because some of this is just swordsmen. I always prefer spear, I think, for medium infantry because they're just better against cav. So, you know, these guys are swordsmen. We've got a light spear, which is okay, but we've just got 1. And obviously the gouge of foot is swordsman as well. So, yeah. Pretty limited in key areas. I think about a B is about right for this army. But let us know what you think. Maybe you've taken the English out. Maybe you're playing against them now in the league. Let's see how they do against the new armies. I mean, I think probably going to struggle a bit because, you know, with the cavalry heavy armies, they don't have a lot of answer with their own cav, and they don't have much more bowmen to take out. So they're going to be sort of stuck. At least they can square with these units, I suppose. But let's see how they do. Okay, thanks a lot for watching and see you again soon.